Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shadowed City podcast. I am your host, Brandon Walker, or Larry, whatever you prefer. This is the Dark Side of Efeds, episode 5. And this is the Power Trip. And we await upon my guest. I invited him so he could come on whenever he's ready. Oh, you wanted me to invite that one. My bad. Uh, okay. Yeah, I did not know which one you want me to invite, so I invited your Joshua Allen one. My bad.
Can you hear me out there? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good?
I can hear you. Most likely people can see you. I just can't see you, and you can't see me.
Yeah, Facebook is, I don't know, but anyway.
As I
We'll do
always
it this
say,
way. We'll do it
technology is
this
never our
way.
friend.
Yeah, right. I would show the bug, but well, I'm just dealing with some medical stuff, which that's kind of why I've been was wanting to. Regardless, I'll still do this thing. But anyway, let's get into this thing if you want to, my good buddy.
So, the power trip. You wanted to talk about two companies where I would say the power trip name goes into factor because you've gone through a lot. I don't want to expose it yet until you're ready to expose it, but you've been through a lot in this like EFED world from what I've been told and what you've told me. We've had personal talks for years now, and I'm glad that you're able to tell your story. And where would you like to start with that story?
Well, first, man, originally it boils back to my first ever, I guess you could say, first ever, company that I was involved with. It was a company called NWF, which I
MWF? MWF?
NWF.
NWF, okay.
Of course, the same guy that ran this company, I guess, is in the other one of the companies I'll bring up here in a bit. But my first experiences in an EFED community or gaming or whatever you want to call it, I didn't even, I had a completely different gimmick than I have now, that I'm known for now, and everything. And but back then, I joined up doing this, fun for a pastime, and I've had great success and some bumpy roads, but it all dates to the first ever this NWF, and I worked there for like a little bit, and then all of a sudden I get a message in a group chat that JMax has been released, and I'm thinking, what did I do? Personally, I sent a DM to the guy that ran the company. I said, "Hey, what's the deal here? Is it storyline? Is it am I for real getting the boot, so to speak? Am I or what's the deal?" And the guy said, "Well, I think we'll put you in developmental."
Oh,
And that rubbed me the wrong way, thinking, okay, maybe I ain't that good enough to be here. You don't want me here. So I just left. I left. I said, I just kind of felt that was a slap in my face because this was the first company that I'd worked for in the video game community, and I get told we're going to put you in developmental. Well, yeah, I take the job and shove it, so to speak. So I left.
okay. So during this time, how long did you even last in development, or did you just leave?
I just left right there. And I said, that's what I just kind of felt that was kind of very disrespectful because I was putting in some work. just starting out,
That's understandable.
getting my lay of the land, so to speak.
And you want to explain to people what your gimmick was before you became known as Mr. Presley?
Yeah, well, yeah. Before I didn't even. My gimmick was just pretty much an inspiration of the younger years of John Moxley and CZW. This was way before what I do now. Way before. I was just a gimmick. I wasn't really a gimmick. I was just. It was pretty bland until I met or I got involved with this other company, which I'm going to bring that up here in a matter of minutes. But yeah, the character before, and it was just so bland,
Bland?
Yeah, I mean, I was just starting out. I didn't really know you could do backstories or evolve your character. I was new to this because I previously, I come from the backyard wrestling world. I've been doing that for a long time. It still is. Then when I heard of the when I heard of EFED, I'm like, okay, I'll see what this is about. And of course, leaving that other company, couple of little bit after that is when I got met with O&W.
Oh boy.
Yeah, do we have no time for this? But anyway,
I have a feeling we have plenty of stories about that.
to me, okay, folks, I'm not going to go on a tirade. I'm going to be professional about this as I talk
Well,
about this.
even if you do go into like what you're going to express, like how I see it, I want you to express it. Don't be afraid not to. Okay, like don't be afraid to hold back. Okay.
Okay. Well, I get to O&W, and you know, see, this is like because I didn't really know there's the role play concept where you act out your character within a chat.
Yeah.
I mean, in WF, they didn't really do it much. They did it sparingly, but over at O&W, it was just balls to the wall. It was all over the place. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna, the owner never got along with the dude. He didn't like me. I didn't like him. I just didn't like what he stood for, how he presented himself. To this day, I'm not really a fan of his. I never will be because I can't. I have well, I used to have a little until I found out his true colors. I thought he was okay at first, but then when you start seeing somebody for who they truly are, that's when I said, "The hell with this guy." I said, "The hell with this guy. The hell with what he stands for." But the only good thing that ever came out of that company was the people in there that I met, the good ones, the good people in there. You know who you are, and yeah, definitely. There was some good ones I met in there. Wolfie, Wolfina, KD, got people like that, and those are the good ones that I met. You know, in that said company, but the owner, we never clicked. Hell, I even gave this guy a chance in my backyard wrestling company. I gave this guy a chance to be in my rumble, and I didn't find this out to a couple of weeks after. He lied to one of the guys I work with. He said that Josh said that he was winning it. I never said he was winning it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just and the guy that he coming to approach me, he said, "Did you say he was with us?" I said, "Hell no, I didn't say that at all." I said, "I can guarantee you a spot, but you're not winning it because we like in whether it be backyard wrestling or EFED wrestling, there's a script. It's predetermined stuff like that. Pretty much like the wrestling you see on the television.
Yeah.
Because we whether we all write out the cards and all that, but the difference between real life wrestling when it comes to the game, but of course everybody knows that whether you run an EFED, whether you associate with one or in one, the AI, the computer, that's what I like having the AI, the computer, duke it out with your characters.
Yeah.
And there was another guy at another company who would literally just play the characters, and I think that's just wrong to have people like like if you're older and you play the matches. I think that's bullshit. I rather
Especially
just
if they tell you, well, if it's AI versus AI, and then somebody does that behind your back, that's not
yeah,
right,
yeah, that's what that
Yeah.
or they yeah that yes,
Because I
that's
work
what I
for a
prefer
company
to.
that called SPW, where it
Yeah,
basically the character guy plays the characters as he chooses to see the storylines, but he even makes that clear beforehand.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to that other shit show. Yeah, I know you. But anyway, I never got along with the guy. I just didn't like what he stood for. I didn't like how he carried himself, how he presented himself, how he treated you know people personally and professionally. We just never could click. And to this day, I still don't have any. He ain't on my Christmas card. If that tells you anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, the only good thing that ever came out of that company is when I met Wolfie and Katie and like I said the good ones. And going back to Wolfie or Wolfie, I owe personally, professionally, I owe my career to that woman 110%. She gave me the courage and the confidence to. She gave me the courage and the confidence to, you know, be what I am today, the J Max character, and at first she kind of kicked herself in the butt because and I would I would always like sing stuff, whatever, and it's kind of cool there because you're combining two things I really enjoy, and that's music, the world of music, and the world of wrestling. I think that goes hand in hand when it comes to the wrestling business, whether it be real life or a game. But you know, in ONW, that's what I kind of doing the Elvis inspired gimmick. I've been called the Honky Tonk Man. People's called me Elvis, and I've been called a lot of things. And well, and I've done a lot of things when it comes to e-fetting. But back to that company, with her in general, I owe my career, my life to that woman because she, she's a very, very sweet, humble person, a great person, and you don't want to get her a bad side because I've seen that numerous times, and she has been a very, very great person to me and everyone she's associated with, good or bad. And sometimes bad things happen in life and all that stuff, and you know we've we're just as close now as we was when we met in ONW that very first time. But yeah, going back to that company, I just you know I wasn't really a fan of that of his of that guy owner's style. And what really got me and what really got me ticked one time. This involves a guy we know. I don't Nick Austin Austin Nixon Wolf, or Nixon or Joker.
Yeah.
Did a romance angle, and this dude literally would not let him save the female, the female call, be the hero, so to speak. And I was in a call when that went down, and like Nixon telling him, please let me try to do this angle, and he's like refusing. He wouldn't let him like get her back, and that really kind of just rubbed me the wrong way with it because that's when I first got really acquainted with knowing Austin or Nixon, and that just rubbed me the wrong way. And every time he would try to, you know, he would always play other female characters to try to sway you away from a storyline or an angle or whatever, and it's ridiculous. I think he's an egomaniac. I think he's, um, you know, the shit stain on the drawers of E Fitting, in my opinion, for one of them. But I just, you know, I really have no respect for the guy, and he's got, people that cater to him and kiss his ass, and basically, it kind of ties into the other company that I'm going to mention here in a little while. But I'm basically, if you didn't kiss his ass or work on the girl he walked on, you're done there. And yeah, I got no confidence in the guy. I don't. I never did like him to this day. I still don't. And that's one company I don't like with Kerry on the interview y'all did with the burnout title. I don't give a rat's ass if he paid me money. Well, the ONW or the other company, I would never go back to those companies. I love where I'm at with when it comes to TPU, which is I've been there when it was WAE. I've been there when it was RMFW. Every installment, whether the name may change, but the place remains the same.
Yep. Indeed.
And like I said, I've had a lot of great times in each three interpretations. But but yeah, man, I enjoy what I do now, especially in TPU. And I've been me myself and a lot of others can say we've been a very loyal soldier to that army, to that we're all a family. Families argue, they fuss and everything, but in the end, it's a family. And it's a tight family, and I really enjoy, being a part of a great group of people, good people, and I love everybody in this company, TPU. I love them there very much, and I know that they're the same when it comes to me. I know they love me too. They love whether I'm doing comedy shit in there, whether whether it's comedy or me doing my stuff in the ring. I try to make it as as funny as I can be, or try to make it entertaining as I can be. And I've had a lot of stuff done to me over the years, but I'm still around, I'm still kicking.
And you also have a, well, most people don't know if you don't mind me saying it. I know you have a condition that makes it hard for you to breathe. And wasn't that
Yeah.
used against you at a time when it came to this ONW owner?
I I think it might have been, yeah, if I remember right.
Because didn't he like do more stuff to you, or was that basically like the just what you told us?
He did a lot of stuff, not only to me but different people. Like like I was saying, if he wasn't in his clique, or kissing his ass or walking to the ground, he walked on, or the beat of his drum, he had no use for you. And there was also one time I actually went back there in the past. It might have been two or three different occasions. And the second time I got brought back there, it was myself and one of the Austin's characters for him, and we did this little angle. And I thought, okay, I'll go over there and do this angle, and that's it, right? I'll leave because
Yeah.
I didn't like I just that place is just to me. But next thing I know, this guy's got me in a match with one of Austin's characters. It might have been one of his. I think it was his
I heard you
Johnny
had
Saint.
quite a few rivalries with his son, from what I remember.
Well, quote unquote son, if you want to put
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, son, son.
But anyway, the next thing I know, it's J Max versus Johnny Saban. It's for a belt. And I'm thinking, oh fuck, this is his fucking way of getting me to stay, or trying to go me and stay. So we do the match. My character wins the belt, and I'm like, well, I'm fucking stuck here because I didn't even ask for a match. I didn't even ask for whether it be a match or a title match. He just did it. And then years later, I find out that uh, through KD, I do believe KD or somebody, that he had the nerve and the gall to make a character, basically a rip-off character of me. He called him Ace Sparks or some shit like that. And I'm over here like, I'm like, I think he just did that to try to get a rile out of me, get a recognition. But I don't,
Because you like to use words a lot against you that would really put you down and others.
yeah, yeah. He was always downing his people and just being a complete douche. And but yeah, but going back to what I was saying, I found out through KD that he made a character called Ace Spark, and it was pretty much a knockoff of what I do. And I'm thinking, there's only one dude that wears a jumpsuit and does the other shit, and that's me. Okay, like I just because that was going back to Wolfina or Wolfie, and she's the one that kind of I owe everything to that woman with when it comes to the J Max character, because she had that vision, gave me the go ahead to do it, and I went with it, and I've been doing that ever since. You know.
Yeah, she's been with you guys for a lot, and she looked out for you, Katie, me as well, and many others. She looks out for her people. And when she
Oh yeah,
left
for
that
sure.
company, you even left, like, you left with her immediately, and we all dipped, like, because freaking, we all saw what was happening. We all saw the lines that were being drawn, you know?
Yep, yep.
And and he tried to say that he forced people to do this, but we all made our own choices at the end of the day. You know,
Yeah,
she did not force anybody, and she would never do that to anybody.
yeah,
And then I've never been to this place, but I know a lot of you have. I only know from what I hear, and I think I know which company you're wanting to talk about next. I'm assuming it's
yeah,
C2CW.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
before that, I had a long hiatus of not being anything, a very, very long hiatus.
that is true.
And there was a point where I couldn't do it no more.
You lost that feeling. You lost that fire you once had.
Yeah, and thanks to you and Michael Lucius Blue, you guys checked up on me and everything, and y'all gave me the idea of being Leo Marshall, another character, and I tried to play that the best I could. Being a heel, which I've never been a bad guy before. I've always been, J-Mac, just the all-American babyface, right? Fight
Yeah,
fight the good fight, kick ass, take names, etc.
yeah.
Right? So
Mhm.
when you sorry, I'm kind of getting emotional. When I hate to get, anybody knows me. I'm a tenderhearted son of a gun,
You
you
are.
know. And you guys checked up on me and said, "Hey, we love you, man. You still want to do this thing?" And I'm like, I don't know, fellas. Uh, so y'all brought up, and it like after all that, when I started playing as J Max again, man, it felt weird because for so long I've not portrayed that character in so long, and then when I finally reemerge as the J Max character, it was like, where have you been all my life, you sack, you sucker, you, like, it's just,
Where did you go?
yeah, where did you go, like, that time, uh, that hiatus, that was a very, very dark period of my life. I don't know how in the world I managed to get, to be able to get and to get back in, to be able to get back in doing this. But part of me is like, I got to get back in it because it's an escape for me. The real world sucks.
Yeah,
Whether with whatever's like, like whether you got something wrong with you or not. People struggle when it comes to the real world, and I think e-fetting kind of takes, it's an escape for some people. You get to act, you get to be something different. You get to it's I think of it as acting. It's like acting to me. I've always had the uh, I've always had the you know I've always thought of e-fetting like, you're a character in the movie. How would you play that character if you was in a motion picture? Does that make any sense?
no, yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. And you also been doing backyard wrestling for a good amount of period. And welcome Steven Junior Marino, somebody you did bring up earlier, also known as KD in the world.
The man that I'm honored to call a brother, a man that I am tagged with, first feuded with. We were also we feuded before, and it's funny how stuff works out. I tell you, man, it's something. It's what a world, I'm honored to call Steven a friend. I'm honored to call him. We're tagging up again in TPU again. We're in a group. And it's funny how time flies, man. You honestly, that hiatus, when I took that hiatus,
Yeah, he just said it
uh,
right there. Indeed, we had a mutual respect after our feud.
for sure. But that hiatus I did, man, it was. I didn't think anybody would want me back in here, back doing it. I was like, I don't know how anybody would react if I came back. But when I came back as J Max or as Jay again, everybody was so glad to see me. You wouldn't believe it. It was like it was an amazing feeling to be able to come back and you know see that appear, watch the stream and see that jumpsuit walk down the aisle again and just get in there and do my thing. Then years later, well, this was going bringing up the other place. And I know you and Kerry talked a lot on his side of things, and
There's a
I
lot of
went.
people that had different experiences there.
Yep.
Like I've heard your guys' stories. I've heard a lot. Like I said, I've never been in the actual company. I took what you guys said and I have seen it around other places I have been, and it's not good. It's not good.
No, and this is like it's definitely not good at all, man. And I went there as my J Max character because that's my original character. Uh, and I met the owners of C2CW. At first, everybody took a liking to be there, much like the other place. I thought it was an okay environment. I think Wolfie kind of pitched put a word in for me um, to at the time when Vextra was there. Vextra was over there, and she was like getting people to be a part of the group, or having people to sign up to be in the company, and that's how I met first met Vextra over there, and Vextra another sweet humble person, very good person. Proud to get to know her and Chin Pao and her and Susie, very good friends, love them to death. Uh, and but yeah, but the C2CW at first I didn't know I didn't think it didn't seem toxic at first, but then I got to noticing the toxicity, the power trip. We'll put that into play there. Uh, it was like, and this guy, David or Blue or Spicy, whatever character he has,
That
he's like,
person.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
This guy, this guy was like, the word jealousy gets thrown around, but I can tell, like, this guy was a jealous dude. Like, he's like, you need to be supportive of everybody, not just so and so. And I'm thinking, okay, like
When you said so and so, when you say that, who is he referring to?
here's referring to Wolfie because how close me and
Oh,
Wolfie have been over the years, and I'm thinking, well, this guy doesn't know the history that me and her, have went through when it comes to a toxic he fan. Well, the other place, and I'm thinking, all right, I'll let this slide. I'll work with the system. I'll do my thing, and I got noticing how he would treat his people when it comes to like the roster, the women. There was a couple of guys there that would just degrade women, and that to me, I think is outright disrespectful.
yeah. I
to
agree.
women. And, like it made them, you're like you're making them out to be like objects. That to me, I think it's complete bullshit. A woman is not an object. Hell no. But yeah, those guys just were like, I don't know, you know. And,
Yeah.
and of
Yeah.
course, Kerry mentioned the guys I'm referring to is the same ones that he mentioned over there.
His
And
cronies.
yeah, his cronies, is whatever the hell you want to call them. You know, but yeah, man,
Maybe
over
they
there,
just say, we all still kicking ass and having TPWAKWAE still strong and going for Mary. We always have her back, especially her in general, and welcome Vexy Ross.
hey, it's Fix. Hey, hi, extra.
But as you were saying
But,
before, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
no, you're good, man. But yeah, there was a lot of things I experienced over there and I didn't like when it came to C2CW, and I like, and again, I thought that was going to be an okay environment, much like the other company I was at before. And literally, those two companies are very very similar when it comes to the power trip of owners having the power and the toxicity and all that stuff. you know,
Wasn't there at a time when you guys were there? Didn't they have like a working partnership ONW and C2CW?
that might have been it might have been when I was gone, or it might have been way
Okay,
before I ever
okay,
came into the company.
okay.
But I did hear that that other dude that you mentioned, the OW, he was there, and all
Yeah,
everything. That might have been way before I ever came along or after the fact. I think.
okay. Like I said, I heard it around, so I thought you guys were probably there when that happened, so I wasn't sure. Because I believe there was a time that, not saying y'all went back, but I heard some people went back for a little bit, but then that was a very short-lived thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. And the best thing that ever came out of that was meeting the new people, like meeting Greg, Vextra, Chin, Susie, people that I can call, a part of my circle. You
Xadrian,
know,
too.
yeah, Xadrian. I'm still getting to know Xadrian. Yep, Zage, as I call him, is another great person. Also, another fun guy I met, Data Boy, or
Hmm.
Quaddy or Quad.
Oh,
I met
yeah.
over there. He's an awesome guy to be around. Funny is I don't know what.
I hear that. And you
Oh,
met
come
some
on
good
now.
people. You met some good people out of that, so that's good. Like,
Out of my whole, even if you want to call it a career or a hobby, I've met a great
this
group
is
of
a
people.
hobby. I will.
Yeah,
It's not a career. Because as you were talking about earlier with mental health,
yeah.
and my buddy Chris says this all the time as well. This is a hobby, not a lifestyle. We do this for fun. We don't do this because this is a career. We do this to have fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of me.
Exactly.
Getting, I love the fun aspect. You get to,
But
that,
ONW, CCCW, they take it as if it's a real business. They try to control people.
yeah, I am not about that. I think it's
Yeah.
just, like if if you're going to be a character, then be your character, do your thing, and to the best of your abilities.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've met a great group of people, and you know, and I'm close with a lot of good, like, whether it be people that I've mentioned here or not. I'm proud to get to know all of them, and everything, and I'm honored and blessed to still be able to know all of them. Like if I need if I need somebody to talk to, I know exactly I can go to any one of them and talk to them. They're that you know super supportive and humble and generous.
Indeed. And that's always good to have in your life. And you're never alone, brother. We all love you.
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot, dude.
Any other thing you would like to touch on, whether it be issues in the C2CW world or ONW world, or did you think you elaborated on them as best as you could?
Yeah. I think I think I pretty much covered what I covered, and but yeah, anybody that wants to get involved with, you know, e-betting, my advice to you is stay astray or of these two companies because they are just hella toxic. It's not a good environment at all, like at all.
Yeah.
And I mean this personally, like just stay away from those companies. Like I said, I will never, I will never go back to those companies ever again. I am happy where I'm at when it comes to the EFED community. I'm at a great, like I said, I've met a great group of people, and I'm honored to get to know them outside of the game, not just as a character. Because a lot of people want to just, they'll get in this, and they don't take the time to get to know the person beyond just what they see on the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But but yeah, man, like I said, I love T Pew. I love everyone there. They are very, good group of people, and I'm honored and proud to be an OG, and I'm honored to be, still standing, as Elton John was like, I'm still standing, better than there you go. But yeah, it's been a wild ride, and but when it comes to TPU, that's my home. It'll always be my home. Like I said, I've been there through every variation, whether it was in the beginning, whether it was RMFW, even now as TPU, I will always consider that place my home because that's where J. Max Presley was born. That's where that character will always remain. And yeah, I really enjoy what I do. I really enjoy just being able you know, to be able to be doing it for as long as I've been doing it. Because
We are happy to have you with us.
I've I've been putting the ringer character wise, man. I've been done every way imaginable in character wise, and I'm still standing, still going, still kicking. It's not really kicking, but I'm still,
You're
I'm
talking
still
about, I saw
around.
you kicking a dude on TPW the other night. What are you talking about?
Wait a minute, come on, man. What the fuck, man? Yeah.
What? You said,
I wasn't, I
don't
wasn't,
be lying to
I
me.
wasn't,
I know you're still kicking.
I wasn't kicking, man. I was. Look, I gotta. Look, Jay is doing it. He's taking care of horses. Okay.
Wait for that horse to come up and actually like kick up like they do in the movies. Boom.
No, not. Oh, fuck, no! For God's sake, man, come on.
Uh, it's good to talk to you, brother. And I know that
You
you and
too,
I have
man.
talked a bit. I still wanna make that thing for your for the backyard wrestling scene, a show for that when the time comes. And
Oh yeah,
I do
sure,
want to,
man,
uh,
sure. Yeah,
yeah,
we can do that. Yeah.
would love to do stuff and help you out with TBW in any way I can, and talk about the backyard wrestling scene and stuff. And I appreciate you coming on here to express your story. And if there's anything else we need to cover, is there anything else you would like to cover before we get off here?
Let me think here. Well, I don't think there really is anything, but but I just wanted you know everybody out there that's dealing with this snow or whatever it may be, just God bless you, and stay safe out there. I've been affected by this snow. It's been rough past couple of days with this weather. It's been crazy, but you know we did it
Yeah,
through the grace of God. I'm still here. But yeah, but yeah, like I said, I've met a great group of people throughout the EFED community over the course ever since I think I started on 2K19.
ooh,
I think
ooh,
that's when I made my debut. I think in the EFED
yeah,
world.
okay. Excuse me.
Might have been 18. I've done this a long. I can't remember, but
It was one of the two Ks.
yeah, that's all I know. It was one of them. But
Yes,
I think
sir.
it
Yes,
was not.
sir.
I think it was 19 if I remember right. But anyway, yeah,
Sounds like somebody's dying in the background of your house. Jesus.
that would be overalls aggravating with my brother or something.
Oh, I see. Well,
Yeah.
well, brother man, it was good to have you on here, and you're always welcome on the pod, whatever show you want to be on. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, man. And please be
All
careful.
right, man. You too, brother.
And everybody else, we hope you have a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you all may be. Peace out.
Peace.